Good morning, y'all. It's Timothy. Don't say shit about my fucking hair. I've been going through trauma. Actually, 1 second. Because I had to block one of you motherfuckers last night. I'll put it this way. Have some fucking decorum around here. Because I love y'all. But I swear to God, like, the hair comments are only funny on the funny videos. If I'm making a video about processing rape and trauma, and you're like, ooh, get your hair done, and you don't even watch the video, it's like, okay, you're about to get fucked in the face. And by that, I mean, I'm psychologically, I don't know, I'm sending you bad vibes with my brain. Shut up. But I am in a good mood today, and thank you to everyone out there who has been a blessed support system as I process my emotions and go through things. It's been interesting. Like, I don't know, but I can tell I'm still in a good mood because it's like, you know what? Like, I had diarrhea this morning. Sorry, I don't need to tell you that, but I'm just setting the stage. I got sick this morning. That has passed. I had a bunch of weird sleep because I've just been kind of chugging an endless amount of Mountain Dew to try to keep my dopamine up. It's not the healthiest thing, but what can I say? It's still better than alcohol or any other substance. So you're just going to have to bear with it. I'm weaning myself off, and if it's what I need in order to, like, I don't know, hit my basic ADLs, then sure, let's do it. But I'm finally feeling some level of stability. Now, on to the topic of this video. There's several topics I can dive into, but I'll say it. I don't know. I don't want to be sad today. I want to talk about something happy. Man, but let me get this off my chest. I hate when cause how do I put this? I'm one of those people where for years, you can go back in my channel. I believe that men deserve rights to so much good in this planet, so much good in this world, and I feel sad about it. But I'm gonna say it. Men don't exactly put in the groundwork to stop patriarchy from harming them themselves. They actually just kind of are also complicit, and I don't fuck with that. And if you don't believe me, I remember that when I first made this channel, one of the first most popular videos I made on here was that video of that guy getting his braces stuck in my pussy. But the very next video, I talked about like men being sexually assaulted and being swept under the rug, men being pressured to have sex because they need to feel like a man, even though it's not what they're comfortable with, men being abused and degraded and this and that and under prioritized, and how that's affecting society at large. And I've made that video, but it still hasn't stopped me from getting hate comments from men. Why? Because men are their own biggest ops. Like, for example, Aubrey, I think, is it Audrey Plaza or Aubrey Plaza? I think it's, whatever. The actress from The Office. Her husband killed herself within the recent 24 hours. Very tragic. He committed suicide. And a bunch of men online are just being like, so you're saying she's single? And that's fucked up beyond belief. But then it's also like, people, how do I put this? People only bring up like International Men's Day right around the time of International Women's Day. You can check the Google search history, like throughout the year, zero mention, zero. But then the second we bring up women, it's like, oh, what about International Men's Day? There is an International Men's Day, and then y'all don't do shit for it. Why are you mad at women? Because we made our own holiday. Boo fucking who, womp womp. Like, I don't know, like, shit just frustrates me. But I don't know. I try so hard to care about the sanctity of men's mental health and how they process their lives and date. And I guess it's still good because I talk about it, I'm still a magnet to men who actually do care. Who are actually like, yeah, I don't think I should be called a bunch of slurs just because I painted my nails or like have decent hygiene. Like, I don't know. And it's like even little things can add up to it, and it just blows my like, people who say that bidets are gay are usually the same people who like aren't even sure that if they were to take a tissue to their ass at any point of the day, would it come out entirely fucking clean. Like, that's disgusting. It's just like, I don't know, it's a lot. And I don't know, I appreciate people who have high standards because they stop you from bullshit like that, or at least they kind of sort of prevent you from certain types of bullshit. I'm letting you know that. Like, you're never asking for too much. Don't just fall into the belief that you have to just settle for whatever the fuck you're getting. Never do. Like, I'm queen of making niggas feel replaceable, and they hate that shit. But guess what? It's what they fucking deserve. Why? Because I will fight tooth and nail to communicate with them, make them feel loved and adored and cherish them, and then what the fuck do I get? Trauma! At absolute worst, and under prioritized at best. It's very strange and surreal. Like, I've been reading psychology books and dating books and all this shit, and it's actually kind of disturbing how it's like if you treat a man very well consistently, he will grow to resent you because he himself doesn't believe he's worthy of good. And he will just think you're acting out of your natural role as a woman, that he's supposed to, like, do this for you, do that for you. And he'll eventually just kind of resent you or think you're weird or strange, and he won't treat you like a beautiful woman anymore because, I don't know. It's such a weird thing, and it pisses me off so fucking bad. It's like, so it like, there's layers to this shit. And anytime I think on this topic, I just get really, really angry. And like, no wonder that, like, how do I put this? It's like, no wonder birth rates are declining. No wonder people are just giving up on marriage. Funny enough, the recent guy I met, the Christmas fling guy, the rapey guy, I remember a topic that came from him was that he was like, oh, I think it's sad as fuck if people don't have kids. Like, you just live for other people then, and blah, 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 blah. And I told him I have the entirely exact opposite opinion of you. Because, I don't know, he was trying to argue that if someone, especially women, if they don't have kids, then they're living selfishly for themselves, they are not helping the good of the planet, and they just live to impress other people. And he was like, yeah, like, fuck you, I don't give a fuck. Like, you ever see old people who post about how they're going to Bali or this or that? Like, fuck you. No one cares. You're not happy. You're not fulfilled. And I said, actually, I disagree, and I feel the exact opposite. But and I hate that he looked at me with so much love in his eyes still, as even though I was on the entirely opposite opinion of him. But I said, simply put, I would be happy as fuck as an old lady. Like, how do I put this? I'll be happy whether I have kids or not. It's not off the table for me. But I'll put it this way: if I couldn't have kids or didn't have kids, I'd probably still be like, oh, like, simply put, if you can't imagine yourself living a happy life without kids, you must not like your life that much. Why would you want to invite kids into a life that you don't think you could withstand if you were alone? Why would you just want to invite other people there to suffer with you? Also, like, how do I put this? As an old lady, it's like, okay, I would just utilize my time and money and efforts to, like, still help out the community. Like, if I didn't have kids, I'd still be like, hi, I'm gonna be the old lady with the nice house in the corner who has all the gemstones and the succulents and the cool, like, baked goods and stuff. And if you need advice or therapy or counseling, or if you want someone to watch your kids or talk to them or, like, help them out, then I can be that friendly old lady who's always making cookies and has a nice big garden, and you can stop by for some tea and a talk whenever you need. Like, that's the type of old lady I would be. And that would be wonderful. But, in his eyes, he would see that as like, oh, what a It's like, nah, nigga, I'm gonna be happy as fuck. I'm gonna have, like, cats of every different fucking breed, a bunch of vibrators, and probably, like, a few fuck buddies that I've had for a few decades who could not find love themselves, and I'll just be like, hell, I'd probably have those whether or not I had kids. Like, let's say I got divorced or widowed, I'd just be like, hey, I just got done gardening and I'm tired. Come clap these cheeks. I need the energy boost. And then they clap my cheeks as I wash dishes and get the fuck out in like an hour or less. And then I resume like my evening, making a nice dinner, having some wine, all that shit. And I know you're like, what does this have to do with the general topic? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But it is good to like picture how your life can be if you don't, like, yeah, you need to be happy. Otherwise, you, like, think about it. There's tons of people on this planet that just got married or are in shitty relationships right now because they can't stand to be alone. If you look at the subreddit r/waiting to wed, it's a subreddit of just women who have been with their partners for like 8 years, 4 years, 16 years, 30 years, never getting a ring, and that's fucking depressing because they want one. They have even talked about begging and crying on their knees for a ring, and their partners just won't fucking do it. Or they'll be like, "I'll marry you by," like, do you know how many posts I've seen like within these past few weeks of these women saying, "Oh yeah, he said he was gonna marry me by the end of the year." Christmas came and my relatives were all excited just for him to gift me, like, I don't know. Like, he gifted me a box of chocolates and a spa gift card, and all my family looked at me with such pity because they knew I was waiting for a ring. And now it's New Year's Eve, and I know he's not getting me a ring or proposing tomorrow. And it's so fucking depressing. But in all of these posts, they usually say they cannot picture their lives without a man. They cannot picture their lives without their lover. That's incredibly depressing. Because, how do I put this? That's how you find healthy love. Like, I remember with some point with my ex-boyfriend, Liam, we are still on good terms to this day. Enough, mostly good terms. He's trying, he's trying. I don't know how to explain his connection to me. I'll just say, I don't know, I was his first in a lot of ways. Like, I don't know, first serious kiss, first anything you can picture in the sheets, first a lot of things. It makes sense that we have a very high attachment. We dated for a year, but then at some point, as we dated for a year, he stopped trying. He got comfortable, and not comfortable good, comfortable bad. As in, like, he stopped trying. Like, like, why did I have to beg him to use a Groupon that's been sitting in his account for like a fucking like 6 months by then, and be like, hey, listen, if you can just use like $5 on your Clipper card, there's this free comedy show with no drink minimum. They just want people to show up, and then on top of that, like, we could just go to that comedy show real quick, and I can get dressed up for you and look good, and we can have fun, baby. I don't want to have another night of watching you play Elden Ring. And I would try to say that as sweetly and gently and calmly as possible and sternly, and it still Yeah, plus he was doing weaponized incompetence and this and that. And it's like, simply put, I could ask him like, "Hi, I would like you to plan a date for us," and he would be like, "Sure, I can get back to you in like a week or so." And then a week would pass, and he would barely think of anything or not think of anything at all. And I would even give him websites. I'd be like, "Here, Thrillist, Eater, this website, this search engine, this other search engine, these Instagrams, you know." And then he would just put in no effort. You want to know why? Because his stupid fucking he was too busy playing Elden Ring and looking at fucking bitches on Instagram or Pornhub. Gross. And see, this is kind of like, how do I put this? I feel like some life has just kind of been. I've kind of said this joke before where I feel like God or whatever higher power, they were trying to design me, and they were like, okay, let's give her like obnoxiously big titties, like Jane Mansfield built, like tiny ass frame, like it should be illegal. Yeah, hazel eyes, like bright, like maple syrup brown, but like they look gold in the sunlight with the little green starburst. Long eyelashes, okay, cute jawline, nice nose with the two-tone lips with the perfect little Cheshire cat. Ooh, let's make her sexy. Let's make her sexy. Long legs, tall, all that shit. Let's make her look fucking good like Pam Grier mixed with Halle Berry mixed with Tyra Banks with a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and the other. And let's go. Let's make her the perfect fucking woman. And then you want to know what happened? They were like, we should give her like a complex past. They were typing in my system, complex past. All right, yeah, fucked up mom, yeah, barely their dad who buys her shit. Yeah, that'll lead to yeah. And then they were forming it in their head. They were like, yes, we will give her everything she needs to make her a man eater. Yeah, like a hot vixen. But God must have been like, I don't know, must have like keyboard smashed and auto corrected into some other shit or whatever. Or must have accidentally put in way too much trauma past the amount that would make someone into like a vixen and would make them a serial killer. And then he just typed in, and then he kind of was like, there we go, updated into the system. Oh, wait, I think I misspelled something. Oh, she was not supposed to have that much trauma. Oh, we fucked up her love life. Like, she's gonna attract the right and the wrong men. Oh, and it says she's gonna be a man killer. Fuck. Uh, it's too late to change that. Let's just keep sending her nonstop signs to, like, stay sane so that she does not just become the next Eileen Wernos or some shit. Like, fuck. Like, I'm supposed to be known for, being on fucking covers of Vogue, not, for having a very sexy mugshot. And simply put, I don't know. I'm trying not to be a misandrist, but like I try not to feed the wolf within me that says that all men ain't shit and are pathetic and will hurt you given the chance. But these niggas keep feeding it scraps under the table and wondering why it keeps getting bigger and badder. It's like, yeah, cause y'all are making it that way. Well, stop behaving badly. Because I remembered the change with Liam's behavior so intensely. It was like, yeah. And mind you, I didn't give up on my looks. If I recall correctly, I didn't. Like, no, I made sure I still did my hair, made it look good. I still made sure I like tried different scents and new styles and like all this. Like, I had sex with him less, or I had sex with him more, and it just didn't help because at the end of the day, he just was kind of like, eh. Like he stopped seeing me as, oh, there's my sweetest dearest Tamia who deserves the world, and he was like, ah, there we go. Like, he was just like a step or two above the old ball and chain mindset. And simply put, I love making niggas just have to, like, I hate it, but I love it. It's like, I hate that I'm gonna have to do this to someone I love, but I love how good it's gonna feel, and then you just make them feel replaceable as fuck, like, immediately. Because then you kind of realize, oh, why am I settling for a dude who, like, hasn't brushed his teeth in like 4 days and is mad at me because I won't kiss him? And why am I settling for no dates when I can probably just, like, go out for a Michelin star restaurant, like, the second, like, get 12 offers for that in Lake Tahoe and shit the second I open, like, a dating app? Why am I here with this man? And as you can imagine, we broke up and he was devastated as fuck, and then he started putting in effort. Like, because I guess he realized, like, oh shit, now she's moving on to this guy named Morgan, and oh, she's doing this, and then he started trying. Suddenly it's like, hey baby, I got you a gift. Oh, I got you this piece of jewelry. Oh, we should. And he started listing out like super expensive high-end restaurants and shit, because I guess he kind of realized, like, okay, now that he's making money and like has nowhere to spend it on, it's like, cool. He, like, I don't know, when men get broken up with, at first they're like, oh, phew, I don't have to pay for like Ubers or DoorDashes for like more than one person now. But then he kind of realized, oh wait, I don't want to go to any social events alone. Also, I can't have sex anymore. Also, she's living her life without me happily, and now I'm just at home all the time with this boring ass video game and friends who hardly respond to me. Also, I miss her cuddling me and making me feel loved. No one else made me feel loved in my life before. damn it, I missed Tamia. And then he missed the fuck out of me. And like, let's just say over the course of a year or so, he was still trying to kind of like get back with me one way or another, or at least have me around in his life. But I'll put it this way, he has fucked up several times, regardless, because I remember this passing year, 2024. I remember it was for the Marin County Fair. I was like, hey, do you want to go to the county fair like last year together? And he kind of was like, oh, I don't know. Like, I don't know. That's sort of. I'll have to let you know. Like, he was giving like a very much like barely interested energy. Don't do that with someone like me. Because then later on when he hit me up, he just was like, oh, and like it was like 4 p.m. He was like, hey, sweetheart, I know it's late in the day, but I think we could still make it to the county fair if you want. And mind you, something that also led to us breaking up was I kept begging him to stop going to bed at like 4 a.m. and waking up at 4 p.m. when it was like daylight savings. And his, like, there was a lot of reasons. It would take, okay, I'll sum it up. If there's only one room in your house where I can be in safely, and the rest of it has all your asshole family members, and the room that I can be safe in is where you're sleeping, and I can't really like play games or watch TV around you, or at least I didn't want to because it would be fucking rude and loud and it would wake you up, but you should have been awake anyway. It's like, and then yeah, miles from home in an area where like food is hella expensive, it's not really walkable in any single way, shape, and form, and like people are racist as fuck. It's like, yeah, it's like I need you around because if something happens when you're not around with your family or people outside the house, it's bad. And it's especially bad if you live in an unwalkable, like fucking huge hills, like hardly any street lights, dangerous, well, like safe but like just creepy foresty area, and it's dark as fuck at night. I would like a man to be around to protect me, or if I wanted to make a date plan with him. But I think he was just oversleeping, not just because he's a lazy asshole, but also because he was like, if I oversleep, then Tamia, then it'll be way too late to head out to any of the plans that Tamia wants to take me to, or whatever. Or I can use the excuse of just waking up, or blah blah blah. Yeah, simply put, he acted terrible, and then he acted all shocked when I dumped him. Like, yeah, you sucked, dude. Anyway, as I was saying, and then, like some of you already know, 4th of July came and went, and I remember he was like, hey, baby, I know I woke up late, but you want to still go to the fair together? And I just had to text him from another man's Tesla, like, oh, actually, I'm in Lake Tahoe right now, I can't talk. And he got in his feelings about that, but he did apologize, and he was like, I'm so sorry, I will never do that to you again. But as you can imagine, guess what happened? This recent December, guess what? December 19th, he told me he had not made an effort to get me a single Christmas gift. At all. And it's like, and also then I was also like, he wasn't there for me emotionally or financially with all the housing bullshit I've been going through and the stress of all of it, and just certain other things with him were adding up. And even when we hung out and I was at his place, he was the type of dude where he would just be like, oh, do you, like, passive aggressive, like, oh, do you want DoorDash? Oh, do you want food? I don't know, everything's so expensive, like so expensive, like so expensive. And it's like nigga, shut the like, oh, it's like, okay. Ugh. Simply put, it's like, yeah, that type of shit is gonna make me look elsewhere. And that is how I met the Christmas fling guy. And I don't know. I still feel complex about it. I'm trying not to think about it. I'm not even looking at the photos anymore because I just don't want to think about this man anymore. But I will say, objectively, outside of the sexual assault attempt that the Christmas dude did try to do on me, I sadly did have an amazing time with him. But do you know how depressing that is to even say? That it's like, I prayed to have an amazing man out there to just like give me a nice brief like fling for like one night, and instead I have to like I had been crying for the past few days because of all the trauma of it. I don't know, how do I put this? It's kind of hard not to want to be a misandrist, because it's like, imagine you pray to fucking God to send you the best fucking man they can, and they do, and even that man tries to do unconsensual sexual activity on you and tries to rape you when you're drunk. That's not cool. That's really not cool. Like, what the fuck? It's like, simply put, I prayed for the best and that's the best you could do? Wow. How am I supposed to like men after that? I think the answer is I don't. I think it really is just in my code where it's like, this bitch doesn't know that her fate is to be a vixen who uses men for her money. Like, she thinks I just gave her those amazing proportions and those killer eyes and that speech impediment that sounds like a British Caribbean transatlantic accent because I want her to keep getting her heart broke by ugly busted niggas. No! See every man as a wallet. And it's like, I don't want to do that, but at the same time, I think I'm just gonna. Like, I know that's fucked up, but it's like, hey, so is what niggas have done to me, and they don't hesitate or think about it, so why should I? I don't know. And then even with Liam, it's like, oh, you mean to tell me that I like had finally started catching feelings for Liam again, like over the course of this like fall and winter, and it started feeling like how he first met when we just started dating. And guess what? Now he's getting comfortable again to the point where he's like, yeah, I know Tamia's gonna spend Christmas alone. I'm not gonna put in any effort towards getting her a gift or making any plans with her, or even like talking to her consistently and making sure she's okay. Like, yeah, no one, like, you know what? It's like this nigga was sorry, one second. This nigga was fucking evil and sucky, but I will admit, outside of his sexual assault attempt, I am very grateful for every other experience, which is also why coping with this has been so hard, because it's like, okay, like, thank you, universe, or whatever higher power, for sending me like a 6'5", extremely sexy white dude who has everything I like in a man, emotionally and physically, even though he has some very complex traditionalist opinions. I think he's a libertarian. Also, like I said in another video, it's kind of like a fucking, because it's like, Jesus, one of my biggest flaws as someone who has, like, Jesus Christ, niggas complain about not getting pussy, but then they don't know what to do with it. Or it'll be like, oh, like, see, some of my biggest trauma has come from hooking up with people. And I guess this recent time exactly wasn't an exception. I wish it would have been, but whatever. Like this, okay, I'll put it to you like this. I have complained before about how when I was younger, I would be looking for just a hookup, but then I'd meet the weirdos who were like, "Oh my God, you're so gorgeous, you're so impressive and awesome, and I want to get to know you, and for Christmas I can take you to my parents' place in the mountains, and we can eat hot cocoa and eat peppermint candy and bake together and have such a splendid time. Oh, I adore you, Tamia." And then they'd unnecessarily love bomb me. Then, like, next thing you know, I'd be embarrassed waiting on Christmas Eve with the gift I got them for fucking hours, just left in my abusive home situation. And then months later, only through fucked up means would I be able to find them, and then they'd be like, oh yeah, I just felt it was getting too serious. My brother in Christ, you were the one who initiated it. I was fine with just being the chick who was fucking you off of Craigslist as a teenager. You were the one trying to act like I was your dream girl and that you wanted some amazing fucking future with me. Like, come on. And then plenty of other times, like hell, actually, I'll bring up this story, even though I hate bringing up this man. I was with this guy. His name is Christopher Rogers. He lives in San Jose. Fuck you, Christopher Rogers. Kill yourself to this day. I hate you with a passion, and if you ever fucking died, I would immediately throw something on the grill. Mwah! Beautiful. I want that nigga to get the same treatment as Carlos did in Saints Row 2. Someone needs to tie a metal shackle around his fucking leg, tie him to the back of a pickup truck, and just... His body needs to be sizzling on a hot fucking 90-degree road like motherfucking like onions on a hibachi grill. I fucking hate that man. Hate you. that, damn it. Now I want caramelized onions in hibachi. That would be lit as fuck. Unrelated, but in special ed, I remember kids didn't know what hibachi was, so I put it on the projector and we just ate school lunch while watching hibachi videos. That was fucking cute. But anyway, speaking of special ed, autistic ass Christopher Rogers. Fuck him. This nigga, he was such, like, we met in, like, a Discord group for a subreddit, and, like, he was there for years, but people just acted like he wasn't shit, like, and I just figured, oh, it's probably just ableism, like, we get it, he's autistic, but damn, these neurotypical motherfuckers are being hella fucking mean to him. Like, Jesus Christ. And even any stories they told about him could be chalked up to, oh, sounds like this is just an autistic dude who you're being really mean to. And they were indeed. But guess what? As we dated, he started the love bombing shit. Ooh, Tamia, I adore you. I want a family with you. Blah, 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 blah. I can tell I want to marry you. Guess what? This nigga had a whole folder of thousands upon thousands upon thousands of files from fucking, like, fucking videos, photos, and 24-hour story posts from this one girl who specifically has told him outright that she does not fucking want him or like him. He was stalking her online with obsessive fury, like a fucking weirdo, as he was dating me and saying all this and that about marriage and this and that. And it's weird because it's like, okay, nigga, you are complaining about how no one likes you, and I'm the first person to like you in ages, and you're just like, I'm gonna punish Tamia for, or it's like, ah, cool that Tamia likes me. And he was like, oh, I love your nice natural body, I love your big luscious titties, I hate fake titties. Oh, you're such a natural beauty, I love your looks. oh, we have so much in common. You're so alike. I've never met anyone like you. I want to marry you. Blah blah. And he was like cooking for me, taking me shopping, spending like $700, like damn near, like he couldn't leave his house without throwing some shit in the cart for me. Like it was insane. Just for it to still be like he wanted another bitch the whole time. I remember at some point I kind of reached out to her because, mind you, I was like 19 and he was like 29, and I was like, eh. Either way, I was just kind of like, hi, I don't know if, like, I just figured I should tell her. I was like, hi, he's been doing this where he stalks you every day on your Instagram and all this and this and that. And she said, yeah, oh, yeah, and she just was like, yeah, he's fucking weird. I want nothing to do with him. He's a weirdo, and I don't like him. And I remember at some point he pissed me off, and I just straight up told him, like, she outright contacted me and said that she doesn't fucking like you and that she thinks you're fucking weird. And this bitch ass nigga, imagine how I felt when he was like, you think that she can't be my friend who cares about me just because she thinks I'm weird? You think she doesn't want me just because she thinks I'm weird? What if she just accepts me for who I am, Tamia? What if she just accepts me for what I am? Anyway, if you're wondering how that relationship ended, that nigga got socked in the face a bunch of times. But there's more to it. But it's like, let's pretend I didn't say that. Let's not admit to crimes on the internet. But fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Hate that man. Let's just say a lot of unnecessary gaslighting and tactics, and also attempted sexual assault. What's it like? Jesus Christ, I hate men. I hate men. And it's so funny. Even the times on here where I'm like, you know what, men deserve rights and love and appreciation. I've had people be like, shut the fuck up, whore, and it's like, oh, not even you are your own biggest stops. Cause why are you shooting yourself in the foot and the dick 12 times? Cause then guess what? I left Christopher. And it's like cool, and then Christopher Rogers just got to be sad at home with nothing but his dick in his hand, watching endless amounts of porn and lusting for Sarah, and Sarah doesn't fucking want him. So fuck you, Chris, fucking weirdo. But as I was saying, I don't know. It's like some niggas will be like, I want a relationship, but they really just want consistent sex and pussy and like someone to like chase. Also, I guess I mentioned it was so funny. The stuff he loved in me, like Sarah was the exact opposite. Like Sarah had fibrosis titties that were skeletal, like knock on wood type shit, like just like Jesus, and he would complain like. And he also complained about the surgery she got done to her face and how she didn't have much of a personality or a social life or any hobbies. And yet he still wanted her more than me. I remember I was like, can you simply just like unfollow her or just like not look at her page so often? It's kind of weird because you have me. And then he just was like, no, because someone who loves me would not make me cut off my friends. It's like, nigga, she hasn't talked to you in months. The last time she talked to you was after she's not talked to you for several years. Anytime she's came back was just because she wanted money. But whatever. I hate him. And then there's the niggas who want hookups, but they really just think they want a relationship, but they also really, it's like they want to hook up, but they don't want just a hookup. It's like, hey, I don't want her to treat me as disposable. I need her emotionally attached to me as much as possible so I can get my ego boosted. And then I'll let her think that we're going to see each other again. And then I'm going to dip. Because that'll make me feel like the fucking man. Hate that. Hate that. And that's so funny that happened with the recent Christmas fling, because it's like, wow, he did two of my worst traumas. Attempted sexual assault. And then on top of that, just like, like here, like Jesus Christ, I'm gonna just start telling niggas when they, like, if I ever even think about having a hookup with someone again, because if they try to, because it's happened so many times, I'm gonna just tell them, because I told this nigga, but I didn't go as hard as I should have, because I guess I was open minded to more. What can I say? But he was so stupid. Oh my god, it's like why, if you want emotional connection or some sort of fun or attachment, why are you trying to get that out of a hookup? There are plenty of other bitches who are looking for dates. Go for the ones who want dates. And then for like the Christmas hookup guy, it's like he could have easily just he could have had consensual sex with me. No, that wasn't good enough for him, I guess. And then like it could have just been a consensual pump and dump and we never talk again. Cool. No, could have just had a fling where we could have been as emotionally buckwild as possible, and then it ends the second Christmas stops or whenever we part ways. No, he had to lead me on so fucking hard and then vanish off the face of the earth. I hate this man in almost any way you can picture, and the disturbing thing is I still hold some sort of attraction to him, which is why processing things is complex, but I'm getting to the stage where it's like, okay, whatever happens, happens, and And I know there's gonna be some idiot in my comments who's gonna be like, oh, it's the type of men you choose. I'll put it this way. Not fucking always. I do believe, like, sometimes I do read stories with women. Like, hell, I've read stories on multiple apps from multiple women where they describe a situation that, simply put, I would never be in because I dared to be, like, half standards. So they'll be like, oh my god, he's been unemployed since we first met, and he's always been mean, and he's done this, and he's done that. It's like, okay, why did you keep dating him? Well, because at least with mine, I'm autistic as fuck. That's my excuse. But aside from that, it'll be like niggas, yeah, they'll be love bombing and shit. But no offense, I also see my, like, I have, ooh, it's like, have you seen me? It's like, it kind of makes sense for a nigga to be like, oh yeah, she deserves the sun, moon, and the stars. Absolutely. God bless. Then they switch up. Because then it's like, okay, now that I reeled her in, time to start being a menace to society and seeing what I can get away with now that she really, really likes me back. Because I also need to punish her for liking me back for some reason. Simply put, some of you niggas just need to die. Because the dating pool is fucked up. Life is fucked up. Like, simply put, some of you just need to be exterminated. Like, and that's fucked up. But I just, like, and I say some, not all. I don't think all men need to, but I think there needs to be a massive reform, and most men are not interested in helping reform. Because that means their little buddy who does perverted shit would have to be held accountable. That means their brother or their father or themselves. They would have to hold themselves accountable. Like, oh, what have I been doing that's been pressuring women into sex or fucking with them emotionally for the sake of an ego boost or hurting them physically, emotionally, all that shit. And niggas don't want to do that. So simple, but they'll go ahead and cry in my comments because it's like, I can't believe you don't like men that much anymore. Yeah, I don't. Because y'all will be greeted with love and then react with violence and bullshit just because you want to see what you can get away with because you're weird fucking egos. I don't like your bitches. Fuck you. Peace out.